Hi, Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. Thanks so much for joining us. Hey, a little bit something different today, but something I wanted to get out. I've done this video 4 times over the past, I don't know, 6 months. And every time I do it, I just don't have the gumption, not gumption, but I just don't feel it's that relevant. But now it's become more relevant than ever. Why men fail in their relationships here in the Philippines and probably anywhere, but particularly here. Let's talk about it.
Why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance, no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
Okay, you know something? This is a bit of a rant, but at the same time, it's got some very obvious points and points that can't be denied. I mean, you cannot deny what I'm about to tell you. You can look at so many, if you look at all the YouTube videos that are coming out here in the Philippines, and they don't specifically draw themselves into the category of travel, but more about life in the Philippines. One of the things that you're going to notice is that they almost all have something in common. They almost all have one thing in common. And you got to be getting tired of this crap. I mean, it just seems like there's no end to it. And yet, I think that people aren't being truthful about it either. Or maybe truthful is not the right word. Maybe they're just not being as transparent about it. But this one item is common amongst so many of these. So, all of these YouTubes, all of these channels, the vast majority of them have to deal with drama within their relationship. She broke up with me. I broke up with her. We split up. I can't understand it. I built her a house. I treated her like a queen. I did this. I did that. You know, and these guys will go into detail, actually quite gruesome detail sometimes, about how they got screwed over, how they were just hop, skip, and a jump along and then it breaks up, how things just didn't disappear, but they left something out. They left something out with all of these. And you know something? We need to call those people out. We need to say, enough is enough with your bullshit. Okay? You're supposed to be grown men. You're supposed to be mature. You're supposed to be putting out content that people can learn from, that people can take advice from, that people can see examples of, but you leave out a very important aspect. And that is, quite frankly, it's your damn fault too. You know what? I never see these videos, with the exception of a few. I only never see them say, well, it was my fault also. I played a role in this. I had something to do. They never admit that they are in fault. They want to blame the Filipino culture. They want to blame the Filipino friends. They want to blame other YouTubers. They want to blame the victim. They're all victims. They all want to play that victim card, but they never admit that they were part of the problem as well. If you were the perfect guy, all right, perhaps you wouldn't have that. And none of us are. I'm not, that's for sure. But then you could probably legitimately put out a video that doesn't cover it. But when you're obviously not the perfect guy, all right, it only takes a few minutes of scanning through somebody's videos to find out that they have faults, all right, that somebody may not like. They also are part of the problem. I mean, you know, when you take and listen to these men that will not admit that they played a part of the problem, that they participated in part of the problem, that they were also at fault. They never say that. You know, they say, I built her a house. I bought her a car. I bought her property. I gave her an allowance. I gave her money. I supported her family. I supported her kids. Okay. These are all choices that you made. All choices that you made. Now, were there some bad apples out there? Well, of course there are. Of course there are going to be women who get sick and tired of you. No matter how good you are, they're going to get tired of you. But they get tired of you because you can't adapt. You won't adapt. You won't understand. It's a two-way street. Sometimes you have to do things you don't really want to do, and you have to look like you enjoy it. You know, I can remember with ex-wife number one, you know, very traditional Southern family, church every Sunday. After church, big family picnic every Sunday. I hated every second of church. I just did. We're not going to get into why. Loved the picnic, great food. Oh my God. You know, she had tons of family. We'd have 20, 30 people, potluck. Great. Played horseshoes, volleyball. All the women got together looking at the kids and the new kids and this and that. But it was a two-way street. All right. I didn't want to go to church. I didn't like going to church. I didn't have that feeling in church that people get, I guess, but I did. And I made myself look like I enjoyed it. That was not why we ended up splitting up. Okay. The same thing happens here. If you don't fully inform your partner as to your likes and dislikes right off the get-go, if you don't what's acceptable and unacceptable in their life, all right, they need to know what kind of person you are, because people are going to change and they have to adapt, but they have to have a reference point. And oftentimes it doesn't even take that. Oftentimes it's just simply people grew apart. People grew apart, and it took two people to do that. If you wanted to be together, you may have made sacrifices, or your decision was, I'm not changing. I'm not going to do that. Well, then you're just as much at fault as she is. I'm tired of watching these people put out these videos, all right, of we broke up. She did this. She did that. And then they play the victim card for 20 more videos, or for 6 months, or for a year. Every one of their videos then turns into anti-Filipina videos. How they're backstabbing, how you're going to lose it all, how you're going to do this, how you're going to do that. We've told you before, don't invest money in the Philippines into any assets that you're not willing and happy to walk away from. But that's not what this is about either. What this is about is you not telling your audience, all right? These channels don't tell their audience and admit, yeah, you know what? I'm not perfect. I'm at fault also. And I tried to make her understand. Maybe she understood and she just didn't like it. Did you ever think about that? Did you ever think that what you're trying to make her understand? and accept is not within her wheelhouse. But no, it's always her, her, her. My Filipina, my partner, my wife, my girlfriend. Always. Men don't want to accept responsibility that they also were a part of the problem. I don't know. You tell me. Do you really believe that all of these men were gods and perfect and they never got fat, they never got toothless, they never got ugly, they never got rude, they never got mean, they never got drunk, they never ever none of those things existed that put a strain on a relationship, that they never embellished how much money they had available. They never embellished the type of lifestyle that they were going to represent. There are men out there that did, that certainly are better men, but they are not what you see so many videos about. Aren't you tired of it? If you're tired of it, I mean, I can understand the drama, the entertainment factor, you know what, my life is miserable, but it's nowhere near as miserable as that guy, all right, making you feel better than the position that he's in. Sure, I can understand that. But after a while, don't you get tired of it? Aren't you, isn't it time that people say, well, weren't you part of the problem also? Ask them that. See how long they stick around, or they let you stick around in their channel. Pin them to the mat and say, look, it takes more than just money to make a relationship work. Money helps, but it takes more than just that. I mean, how many of these guys are talking about their Filipino left them for another Filipino who, quite frankly, was younger and had less money? Money doesn't make everything, folks. It certainly doesn't. Helps, but you got to be a decent human being too. I don't know. You tell me. What do you think about it? Thanks so much. Have a great day.